Hello. So I'll schedule tomorrow morning stream as well. I have to finish. The embryology भी करना है मुझे. वो मेरा थोड़ा weak है. I don't know what to do. Embryo भी करना है, biochem भी करना है. I have to make. Hi Glimpse, how are you? Hi Rocky. Hi Alia. AC का remote. Good evening, Nishta. Hi Ria. It's literally so hot right now. My God, like sweating. How was your day? Very good. Hi Addy. My day was really good. Hi Kashif. Today was nice, productive day in college. Though I didn't do much since I had Anna. I know even managers AC laga, yes. I came back from college by like 5 o'clock, but I didn't do anything from 5 to 7. ठीक है ऐसे I was chilling. I was lying down. Hello, Mr. Inspiration. Thank you. Hi, Muskan. Today also I couldn't come in the morning. It's okay. Yes, true. Did you go to the gym? Yes, I went that day. Yesterday basically. I went yesterday. Today I haven't gone. I should go in the evening. I did. Maybe I'll go for half an hour today. In the morning we had guests over. Instead of night, they came in the morning. So. I'm like a regular person. You can see me everything here. I'm gonna finish all these bottles. Let's take a break at what time? 7:45. It's not chicken, it's yogurt. I say it's not healthy really, but it's okay. थोड़ा चलता है कभी कभी. Going to study tomorrow 4:30 with you. Yeah, good. I'm in first year, Umair. I'm always on your stream. So nice. I'm in first year. I have my second internal exam in 2 weeks. Let's take a break at say around 6:55. So 7:30. No, 8 later. I waited so long. 8 p.m. Chal, let's start. Hi everyone. Hi Saloni. Go for a haircut also. Your second attempt ka first paper. Oh, did you have it today? I have to attend a question solving live. Yes, attend. I will end in probably 8:39. First intern में कितने marks थे? Just barely 650 में. Very bad. But I shall work on it. You schedule a G-meet करेंगे. I'm trying Masudevan, but it's difficult to cope up. गाइटन हो रहा है अच्छे से. और अनैट के लिए trying. I was using Vishram, but I prefer BDC. I think. Sure, let's start. We'll take a break at 8. system. Okay, so I'll just be reading loudly. Respiratory system. The large elastic fiber of cartilage, especially features of the respiratory system. Cartilage is present to prevent the collapse of the wall of the conducting system. The conducting system. Olfactory epithelium is nasal mucous membrane. Nasal cavities and paranasal sinuses are lined by respiratory epithelium, that is pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium with goblet cells. Part of the mucosa which contains receptors for the sense of smell is restricted to a small area in the roof of the nasal cavities of humans. The epithelium of this olfactory area, specialized as neuroepithelium, and is pseudo-stratified but is thicker than the rest of the surrounding epithelium and consists of three types of cells: olfactory cells, sustentacular cells, and basal cells. The olfactory, sustentacular, and basal. So epithelium is olfactory area. Olfactory, sustentacular, basal. ठीक है. The lamina propria lying deep to the epithelium consists of connective tissue, connected blood capillaries, lymphatics, and olfactory nerve bundles. They also contain branch tubular alveolar glands of Bowman's, which help a special serious sensation which constantly washes the surface of the olfactory epithelium. Trachea is a tubular structure containing 20 C-shaped horseshoe-shaped cartilages. There is dense connective tissue between the adjacent cartilages. For examination, section is always taken through the cartilaginous part of the trachea. For examination, the section is always taken through the cartilaginous part of the trachea. To the cartilaginous part of the trachea. Okay. Section is taken through the cartilaginous part of the trachea, and the open ends of the cartilage are directed posteriorly. The open ends of the cartilage are directed posteriorly. The open ends of cartilage are directed posteriorly. Open ends are posterior. Okay. So open ends will always be posteriorly. The tube is lined by pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. The tube is lined by pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar trachea. Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar. Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar. Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar. Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar. With goblet cells. So trachea is pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar with goblet cells because mucus secrete करना पड़ेगा. So pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar with goblet cells. Apart from the columnar ciliated and basal stem cells, the epithelium also shows neuroendocrine cells. So apart from the columnar ciliated and basal stem cells, apart from columnar ciliated and basal stem cells, the epithelium also shows neuroendocrine cells analogous to enteroendocrine cells of GIT, only seen after special staining. There are neuroendocrine cells in the trachea. The epithelium rests on a basement membrane. Lamina propria contains fairly high proportion of elastic fibers and occasionally lymphatic nodules. The deeper part of the lamina propria shows a dense lamina of elastin. So trachea deeper part shows elastin. Some authors consider this part of the lamina propria deep to elastic lamina as the submucosa. So mucosa submucosa. Serosa muscular submucosa mucosa. ठीक. It contains the secretory portions of many mucous glands with some serous secretory units. So they have ducts. The duct pierces the elastic lamina and lamina propria opens in the lumen. The duct will pierce the elastic lamina and the lamina propria opens into the lumen. Sometimes glands are also seen in the lamina propria. Lamina propria may also see glands. Glands are also seen in the lamina propria. Glands. Hyaline cartilage. So you see glands. Hyaline cartilage deep to the submucosa and is covered by perichondrium. Hyaline cartilage is deep to the submucosa. Hyaline cartilage is deep to submucosa and is covered by perichondrium. Hyaline cartilage is deep to submucosa and is covered by perichondrium. Trachealis is a smooth muscle bundle transversely arranged extending between the ends of the C-shaped cartilage on the posterior side. So trachealis is a smooth muscle bundle transversely arranged extending between the ends of the C-shaped cartilage on the posterior side. Tracheal glands are also present deep to trachealis muscle. Deep to trachealis muscle, you have tracheal glands. Outside the cartilage, there is an adventitia containing collagen fibers, adipose, and blood vessels. So trachea में what all is important basically? Trachea basically important है कि pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar, pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar So there's pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Then there are goblet cells present. So you have pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium, but you also have goblet cells present. Then and neuroendocrine cells, neuroendocrine and goblet. Then glands are seen in lamina propria. Even elastin is seen in the lamina propria. And trachealis is a smooth muscle seen. And you have tracheal glands deep to trachealis. Tracheal glands deep to trachealis. So trachea is a pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. It is goblet cell present, neuroendocrine cells present, lamina propria, even elastin. ठीक है. So this is trachea. Trachea. This is trachea. Visualize. Trachea. Okay. This is mucosa is a pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. This part is the mucosa. Pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium. That is the mucosa. Submucosa, tubulo-alveolar mixed glands. So you have tubulo-alveolar mixed glands in the submucosa. Submucosa, tubulo-alveolar mixed glands. The cartilaginous and smooth muscle coat, there is C-shaped hyaline cartilage. C-shaped hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage, non-articular hyaline probably. There is hyaline cartilage. So this is trachea, that is TS of trachea and low power. Submucosa, mucosa, seromucous alveoli. That's seromucous alveoli. There is tracheal cartilage, perichondrium, tracheal mucosal folds, lamina propria, tracheal glands with the ducts, trachealis muscle, and adventitia. Okay, this is the respiratory system properly done trachea. There's an exam slide, so we'll mark it as ES. Right, so this is done. This page done, this page done. Olfactory epithelium, there's olfactory epithelium, there's the supporting cells, olfactory cells, here supporting cells, olfactory cells, basal cells, supporting cells, olfactory cells, basal cells. Okay, we'll see all the diagrams from here. This is the respiratory epithelium. These are lamina propria, venule, arteriole, and olfactory glands. So we have tracheal mucosal fold, tracheal cartilage, perichondrium, tracheal mucosal fold, lamina propria, tracheal glands with the ducts, trachealis muscle, adventitia, trachealis muscle. Okay. Trachealis muscle, adventitia. So that's entirely the trachea. Coming to trachea thorax is pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. These are glands in the submucosa. So you have the ciliated columnar epithelium, you have glands in the submucosa. Glands in the submucosa. Okay. Submucosal glands are seen in trachea. Submucosal glands are seen in the trachea. Okay. This is an important point. You have submucosal glands in the trachea. So glands in trachea. Coming to pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. So pseudo-stratified submucosal glands and pseudo-stratified. Then you have the glands in the submucosa. This trachealis muscle is also present. Trachealis muscle. These are glands in submucosa. Okay. Now coming to trachea. Trachea, we'll see the mucosal fold, which is the pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. There's also the submucosa present, submucosal layer, which has glands. So we'll see the pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. We'll see submucosal glands here. then there'll be trachealis muscle, and then there'll be incomplete C-shaped hyaline cartilage, which is filled by the trachealis muscle. Incomplete C-shaped hyaline cartilage. There's a low power in the gland, and there's a respiratory epithelium, that is pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Ciliated columnar, ठीक है. These are the tracheal glands. Now, trachea contains some of the C-shaped hyaline cartilage. Trachealis contains collagen fibers, adipose, and blood vessels. This is trachealis, adventitious trachealis pericardium. So coming to lung, now trachea done. Now coming to lung. I think I finished all the slides today. Trachea and lung. Now bronchus. Okay, सब जल्दी हो जाएगा. Bronchus. Bronchus histology primary bronchus is same as that of the trachea. Lung का नहीं है क्या specific? ठीक है. Read it fast. Histology same as that of the trachea. The primary bronchus is similar to trachea. Circular interpulmonary part of the trachea bronchial tree is different from the other trachea, mainly in the presence of many cartilages in the wall. Several cartilages seen in this. So bronchi have cartilage. Several cartilages seen in a section are of different prolongations in a single cartilage. Tubular secretion is lined by pseudocellular ciliary columnar epithelium and goblet cells respiratory epithelium. It has a basement membrane deep to which lamina propria is seen. Smooth muscle contains a layer that completely encircles the lumen and limits the lamina propria. It is composed of two sets of fibers that bind down the bronchial tree in a left-handed and right spiral direction, one clockwise and the other counterclockwise. So it has two cell fibers that wind down the bronchial tree in a left-handed and right-handed spiral. ठीक है, इसमें कुछ नहीं. One clockwise, one anti-clockwise fibers. ठीक है, fibers which are anti-clockwise and clockwise. Contraction of these muscles throws the mucous membrane into longitudinal folds, which are characteristic features seen in the transverse section. Closest section of bronchus, a branch of pulmonary artery may be seen. Pulmonary artery may be seen close to the bronchus. Of course, BABB, bronchus, arterial, hypoarterial bronchus, epiarterial bronchus, and pulmonary vein. So pulmonary artery can also be seen correct because it's very close by. Elastic lamina deep to the mucosa is absent. Elastic lamina deep to the mucosa is absent. The cardiac ventricular course elastic fibers. Fine elastic fibers are present in the adventitia and lamina propria. There are several thick straps of elastic tissue in the lamina propria running parallel to the full length of the bronchial tube, mucous gland, the same muscle submucosa, and in between the mucous glands are seen in the submucosa and in between the cartilage. So submucosal glands are seen in trachea, and mucous glands are seen from the outside and in between cartilage. Lymphatic nodules are scattered and are more in adventitia. In adventitia, apart from the loose canal, not important. This is the bronchus, pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium, lamina propria, submucosa, glands, muscle layer, hyaline cartilage, adventitia. So bronchus में क्या important है कि basically bronchus has irregular sectioned cartilage present, not continuous, discontinuous in bronchus. I think I should make an LMR of this microanatomy. Okay. Bronchus, ठीक है. Bronchioles are smaller branches of bronchioles that do not have cartilage in the wall. So bronchiole has no cartilage. Bronchus has cartilage. Bronchiole has no cartilage present. Bronchiole has no cartilage. ठीक है, no need to make it. I'm just making this. Bronchiole no cartilage. They by the cartilage instead because they are inside the substance of the lung, which is expanded by inspiration. Oh, so they don't need cartilage because they don't need to prevent collapse. They land on the luminal surface by simple columnar ciliated epithelium with a few non-ciliated clara cells. ओ हाँ, ये सब MCQs में आ सकता है. ठीक है, मतलब ये ऐसे नेम्ड चीजें ऐड दो. So bronchus is part of the respiratory epithelium. So we pseudo-certified non-ciliated columnar epithelium. Bronchiole is simple columnar ciliated. Simple columnar ciliated. Bronchiole. हाँ, करेक्ट. एनसीईआरटी में भी दिया था. सिंपल कॉलमनार सीलिएटेड. सिंपल कॉलमनार सीलिएटेड एंड non-ciliated which are called clara cells. ये MCQ आ सकते हैं. Non-ciliated are called clara cells which are present in the bronchiole. Just important points. Non-ciliated also called clara cells. ठीक है. Non-ciliated cells are rich in mitochondria and smooth endoplasmic reticulum indicating high metabolic activity. So non-ciliated clara cells have क्या क्लारा सेल्स में क्या है, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया ज़्यादा है and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Mitochondria and more smooth endoplasmic reticulum means more metabolism. So clara cells have a high metabolism. They have more SCR and more mitochondria. The epithelial lining is smaller bronchioles is simple columnar non-ciliated. Then it becomes simple cuboidal in the respiratory bronchioles. Oh, smaller bronchioles is simple columnar non-ciliated. ठीक है, इतना नहीं यार. Cuboidal in the respiratory bronchioles. Epithelium rests on lamina propria which is lined by a smooth muscle layer. The layer outer to the muscle layer is called adventitia. So outer to the muscle layer, the layer outer to the muscle layer is adventitia mucous membrane surrounded by a smooth muscle layer. Both bronchi and bronchiole should be different, identified in the side of the lung. A tubular structure with a cartilage in the wall is a bronchus, while the one without cartilage is a bronchiole. The bronchiole should be differentiated from the branch of pulmonary artery and bronchial artery. Bronchioles are pulled on all around the circumference as the elastic fibers of respiratory sponge work are stretched. Glands are absent. So bronchioles are pulled on all around the circumference as elastic fibers of respiratory as the elastic fibers of the respiratory sponge work are stretched. So a tubular structure with a cartilage in the wall is bronchus. अगर ट्यूब्यूल टाइप स्ट्रक्चर दिखा with a cartilage, that is bronchus. There's a bronchial mucosal fold pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium in what? Goblet cells. नहीं, इसमें तो नहीं रहता भाई, इसमें तो सिंपल कॉलमनार रहता है. With goblet cells, muscle is adventitious pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. This is adventitia. This is muscle layer. ठीक है. Next. Chapter 5. This is not even part of the exam slides. Just identify करना है lung के slide में. Lung is a simple lung is divided into lobes which are separated by fibrous septa. The lung. Okay, so now coming to lung is a fibrous pleura which is simple squamous epithelium. So pleura is a simple squamous epithelium with small amount of subepithelial connective tissue. So pleura में क्या रहता है? Subepithelial connective tissue रहता है. Subepithelial below the epithelium. हाँ ठीक है, obviously. Lobes are divided into segments of lobules. Interlobular fibers septa incomplete. Interlobular fibrous septa incomplete. A segment of lung is aerated by segmental bronchus, and acinus is a unit supplied by terminal bronchiole. Acinus is terminal bronchiole, and a segment of the lung is separated by segmental bronchus. Okay, so segment is by segmental bronchus. Segment is by segmental bronchus, and segment by segmental bronchus, and the acinus is by terminal bronchiole. Acinus is by terminal bronchiole, acinus is supplied, and acinus of the lung is supplied by terminal bronchiole, and the segment is supplied by the segmented bronchus, segmental bronchus, and acinus by the terminal bronchiole. Acinus by the terminal bronchiole. The slide shows many empty spaces with some communicating with each other. It shows many empty spaces with some communicating with each other, and the wall are thin and pink. The wall is thin and pink in staining. Bronchioles are seen in various cut planes. Respiratory bronchioles open into the alveolar duct with further contains into alveolar sacs and alveoli. So there are empty spaces in the lung, and the walls of these spaces are thin and pink. Okay. Okay. Alveolar ducts are long margin horizontal doors connected with round spaces termed as alveolar sacs or sacules. Larger open doors connect with round spaces termed as alveolar sacs or sacules. Alveolar sacs or sacules, projections inward from the periphery of alveolar sacules are spur-like partitions. These partitions divide the peripheral zone of these sacules into a series of alveoli, which are open at the center of the sacule. There are 300 million alveoli in total surface area. Total around 300 million alveoli. 300 million alveoli with 70 to 80 meters square surface area. Overexpansion of alveolar wall is prevented by the internal support. Overexpansion is prevented by internal support of elastic fibers. They also support the cavity smooth muscle and fibroblast. The alveolar wall produces this elastin. Smooth muscle and fibroblast in the alveolar wall will produce the elastin. Respiratory epithelium in the lung is lined by simple squamous cells. Single line in this slide is made up of an alveolar wall of adjacent alveoli, capillaries, connective tissue in between. Free macrophages may be seen. So lung में important theory में क्या क्या है कि it is simple squamous epithelium. Pleura is simple squamous epithelium. So pleura is simple squamous. Segment is supplied by segmental bronchus, and the acina is supplied by terminal bronchiole. There are many. So lung slide has many empty spaces. Many empty spaces with thin and pink walls. Thin and pink walls. Alveolar sacs and sacs. So the internal support of the many spaces are present with thin walls. Thin pink walls are present. There are sacs or sacules or alveolar walls. Many empty spaces within the thin pink walls are present. Pink walls the larger doors open into round spaces. So larger open doors go to round spaces. Larger open doors go to round alveolar sacs or sacules. They are called alveolar sacs, also called as alveolar sacules, right? And there are around 300 million alveoli. 300 million alveoli with surface area is about 70 to 80 meters square. 70 to 80 meters square. 300 million alveoli, and then ठीक है ये सब ठीक है. Respiratory epithelium is simple. Lung is what? Lung is simple squamous. Sub is simple squamous cells. Fine. Simple squamous. ठीक है, done. Lung is done. Now coming to lung high power. The bottom of the alveolus has a small opening called as alveolar pore, which permits air from one alveolus to another. The capillary network is present in the interalveolar septum. दो alveoli के बीच में इंटर alveolar septum which has capillaries. Okay, capillaries are present in what? Interalveolar septum. Of course, it has to be in between. So in the septum between them. Lambert channels are communications from the walls of the pre-terminal bronchioles and provide passage for air into the alveolus sac belonging to the same or neighboring units. So there's something called as Lambert channels, which are communication from the wall of the pre-terminal bronchioles. Pre-terminal bronchioles के wall से you have Lambert channels which are allowing communication from passage by air into the. So we have the bottom of the has a small opening called the alveolar pore which permits the air from our alveolar capillary interface, wherein the alveolar septum Lambert channels are for communication from the wall of the pre-terminal bronchioles and provide passage for air into the alveolar sac belonging to the same or neighboring units. Alveolar pores and Lambert channels play an important role during the obstruction or fibrosis. So obstruction or fibrosis when Lambert channels and uh, alveolar septa, interalveolar septa capillary networks, and these pores play an important role during obstruction of fibrosis. The alveolar epithelium is constituted by two types of cells, pneumocyte 1 and pneumocyte 2. The first type of cells are squamous and more numerous. Pneumocyte 1 is squamous and more numerous, and the exchange between the air and the blood occurs through them. Exchange between air and blood occurs through pneumocyte 2 are interspersed among type 2 and less numerous. They are larger cells and secrete chiefly dipalmitoyl phosphatidylcholine. Dipalmitoyl phosphatidylcholine, the secretion called surfactant spreads as a thin film over the entire surface of the squamous epithelium. Blood-air barrier is formed by the alveolar pneumocytes. It's called a blood-air barrier. Basement membrane of the alveolar epithelium. Okay, so what all forms the blood-air barrier? एक तो alveolar के pneumocytes, basement membrane of alveolus, alveolar pneumocytes, the basement membrane of the alveolar epithelium. Alveoli का epithelium का basement membrane. Basement membrane of alveolar epithelium, basement membrane of capillaries, endothelium, and endothelial cells itself. At some places, the intra-alveolar connective tissue forms a part of the barrier between the two basement membranes. The intra-alveolar connective tissue between two alveoli, the connective tissue, interalveolar, forms the barrier between the two basement membranes. Okay, if both the basement membranes are very close and fused together, the common membrane is called as alveolo-capillary basement membrane. Okay, interesting. So we have, let's write all the points. Now coming to high power में bottom of alveolus you have an alveolar pore. Bottom of alveolus you have an alveolar pore, and capillaries are present in the interalveolar septum. Interalveolar septum, and we have Lambert channels in the alveoli. Lambert channels for communication. Lambert channels for communication and provide the passage of air. So Lambert channels provide the passage of air. उतना ही learn, इतना detail में नहीं करना है, नहीं है ये. Lambert channels for the passage of air, ठीक है. Next. So these pores, alveolar pores and Lambert channels play an important role during fibrosis or obstruction. So obstruction or fibrosis of the lung. May these Lambert channels as well as the alveolar pores will play a major role. Now coming to alveolar epithelium, you have pneumocyte type 1 and 2. Pneumocyte 1 is squamous and it's more abundant. They help in exchange between air and blood. The two are they're larger and secrete dipalmitoyl diphosphatidylcholine, that is DPPC, which is obviously the surfactant pneumocyte type 2 of the lungs. The secretion is thick or the squamous epithelium blood. Now what all forms the blood air barrier? Blood air barrier is formed by one, alveolar pneumocytes, these cells. So these pneumocytes, then the basement membrane of the alveoli, basement membrane of the epithelium of alveoli, एल्वियोलाई का एपिथेलियम का बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन, जो एल्वियोलर सेल्स है उनका, देन बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ एंडोथेलियम ऑफ द कैपिलरी and the endothelium itself. If both basement membranes are very close to each other, that is called basilar alveolo-capillary basement membrane. Alveolo-capillary basement membrane. Alveolo-capillary basement membrane. ठीक है. So ठीक है, लंग में सेगमेंट ठीक है, बस हो गया. Now we just go through the lung diagrams. Coming to lung diagrams. We have this lung, ठीक है. इसमें you have alveoli, you have section of wall of the bronchus. There's a section of the wall of the bronchus pseudostratified ciliated column. These are the alveoli, section of a wall of bronchus in a slide of the lung. There's a section of the wall of the bronchus in the side of a lung. This is pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. This is smooth muscle bronchus, ठीक है. उसमें रेस्पिरेटरी एपिथेलियम ही रहता है ब्रोंकस में. So when you see a respiratory epithelium, you also see a large layer of smooth muscle. No cartilage, absolutely no cartilage. Pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. You see, okay, you see hyaline cartilage. Wait, sorry, what am I saying? Bronchiole में नहीं होगा, bronchus में of course होगा. And you see alveoli. Okay, alveoli seen. Alveoli are these spaces, correct. Lung, ठीक है. Bronchus diameter more than goblet cells are present. Okay. Glands are present, serous and mucus in the submucosa. Submucosal serous and mucous glands are present in the submucosa. Okay, so just like trachea, same way bronchus में submucosal glands होंगे, correct. Hyaline cartilage will be present, which is obviously discontinuous and sectioned and discontinuous. Smooth muscle present between the mucosa and the cartilage. Mucosa and cartilage के बीच में you have a smooth muscle layer. Oh, really? Bronchus में. So bronchus. Smooth muscle between the mucosa and cartilage. Next, we have the bronchiole. Simple ciliated columnar epithelium. Goblet cells will be absent. Smooth muscle forms well-defined layer beneath the mucosa. Smooth muscle will form well-defined layer beneath the mucosa. Cartilage is absent. Even glands are absent. Clara cells are present in the which are Clara cells are non-ciliated, no? In the bronchiole, okay. So bronchiole में Clara देखते हैं. Bronchiole is simple ciliated, smooth muscle with mucosal walls. Smooth muscle with mucosal folds. So muscle with mucosal folds are seen, and a sort of ciliated columnar epithelium present. Ciliated columnar epithelium with the absence of any sort of cartilage, no glands, no cartilage, no glands, and no the diameter less than 1 millimeter is present in bronchiole. bronchiole, correct, bronchiole, and pseudo-stratified sedated columnar epithelium is not present. You have simple columnar epithelium. Okay. Now coming to bronchiole DS, cartilage absent, glands are absent. It forms a smooth muscle forms a well-defined layer beneath the mucosa. Smooth muscle forms a well-defined layer beneath the mucosa. This is alveoli, low power and high power microscope. This is pneumocyte type 1. Pneumocyte type 2 are obviously bigger than pneumocyte type 1. Pneumocyte type 1. Pneumocyte type 2. Lung is section of alveoli, bronchi, segmented hyaline alveoli, bronchi, and bronchioles. Bronchi have segmented hyaline cartilage in the walls. Bronchioles have smooth muscle present, and glands and alveoli are cartilage and glands are absent. Alveoli type 1 pneumocyte, simple squamous, and type 2 which are larger cells. Okay. This is the visceral pleura, which is simple squamous. Visceral pleura, which is simple squamous. Then you have the pulmonary vein. You have a branch of pulmonary artery. You have the respiratory bronchiole. This is an alveoli. This is a bronchiole. This is a bronchus. Bronchus will have sectioned hyaline cartilage. And a layer of smooth muscle present, correct. Smooth muscle between the mucosa and cartilage. That's apna bronchus. Okay. Smooth muscle is present between the mucosa and cartilage. There's a bronchiole, there's a alveoli. These are okay. So we make alveoli like this. ऐसे करके. ये cells ऐसे बना के, ठीक है, alveoli बनाएंगे. This is bronchiole, this is bronchus. Show like that, sectioned, correct. This is visceral pulmonary vein, branch of pulmonary artery, respiratory bronchiole. We have something called as a respiratory bronchiole. This is the slide of lung. ठीक है, lung done. ठीक है, सब चल रहा है बट ठीक है, it's worth. branch of pulmonary artery, visceral pleura, trabeculae. Visceral pleura, trabeculae, pulmonary vein, and alveoli. Trabeculae and pulmonary vein. Trabeculae, pulmonary vein will be seen. Okay. Now, coming to alimentary system. This is the blood-air barrier. Alveolar pneumocytes. Okay. Now, alimentary. This is done. Now we have esophagus. Stomach, pylorus, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, appendix, kidney, PCD, DCT, ureter, urinary bladder, male reproductive system, testis, epididymis, vas deferens, prostate, ovary, fallopian tube, uterus, and cervix, placenta, umbilical cord, which is not going to come, an inactive mammary gland, and active mammary gland. We can do this. It's honestly now I'm getting more confident. Microanatomy, you will do it. You're getting confidence slowly but steadily. You have to work harder, keep practicing, keep going through diagrams. You'll make sure you eventually you'll do it. Let's go. Alimentary system 1, describe the esophagus. The wall of the GIT shows 4 basic layers: mucous membrane, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa are adventitia from within outwards. Serosa muscularis, serosa muscularis externa, submucosa, mucosa. Serosa muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Serosa muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Serosa muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Serosa muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. ठीक है. This is for entire GIT in general. In general, if you're talking, this is for the entire gastrointestinal system as a whole. Serosa muscularis, submucosa, and mucosa. Serosa or adventitia, depending, I think. If I'm not wrong, serosa was when it is attached to the peritoneum, right? Yeah. Muscularis externa, submucosa, and mucous membrane. Mucous membrane shows epithelium. So this is for esophagus and stomach. Mucous membrane shows epithelium, laminopropria, and muscularis mucosae. Correct. So mucous membrane itself is divided into 3 parts. So I think we should make a thing. GIT in general is serosa muscularis externa. Serosa muscularis externa, of course, from outside to inside. Serosa muscularis externa, submucosa. And finally, सबसे अंदर facing the lumen will be अपना mucosa. This mucosa itself is divided into three parts. First is epithelium. Second, epithelium के बाद आएगा अपना lamina propria, which is just connective tissue. And third is mucosal muscularis mucosae. Muscularis mucosae. Right. So serosa muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Mucosa further divided into epithelium. Mucosa is divided into epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosae. Okay. The esophagus shows the four basic layers of the GIT, where the features are stratified, columnar. Okay, I really need to work on my epitheliums. I'm forgetting epitheliums. Epitheliums cannot be forgotten. I think इसमें I'll make an epithelium sheet, epithelium chart. So epithelium chart बना के I'll focus on that. ठीक. So epithelium, submucosa. So let's start with the epithelia. Today full microanatomy we have to finish no matter what. Properly एक बार confidence आ गया तो then it'll be sort. Then tomorrow embryo, पूरा embryo कल करेंगे पूरा. Let's go. एक बार anat का confidence I'll get then done. Embryo and this हो जाएगा final unis तक. And then biochem, ठीक है हो जाएगा. I'll manage. Even with TT you can manage everything. Coming to alimentary system, esophagus shows four basic layers of GI features: stratified squamous epithelium present submucosal glands in animals and swallow rough materials. The epithelium is of keratinized type. नहीं ठीक है. इतना कौन करेगा? Keratinized type for animals who swallow rough objects. Esophagus is stratified. Think logically. Esophagus में क्या होगा? Stratified squamous. Food जा रहा है. Stratified squamous and presence of submucosal glands. Stratified squamous. Very important identifying feature: submucosal glands in the esophagus, and of course stratified squamous epithelium. Very very important. So what all is seen in esophagus? Chalo, let's write. LMR इधर ही बना. So esophagus, submucosal glands. Esophagus has submucosal glands. Submucosal glands has the presence of also the presence of stratified squamous ciliated epithelium. Stratified squamous ciliated epithelium. Stratified squamous ciliated epithelium. ठीक है पूरा पढ़ ले. Esophagus, stratified squamous epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium along with submucosal glands. Esophagus, submucosal glands. Esophagus, submucosal glands. Esophagus, epithelium, oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, and the lower part of anal canal are the only parts showing non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, and lower part of anal canal are the only parts of the alimentary canal which are showing non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. So oral cavity मतलब इधर oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, and lower part of anal canal are showing non-keratinized stratified squamous. Non-keratinized stratified squamous. Circular automated. Loose connective tissue. Submucosa is loose connective tissue in larger blood vessels. Muscularis externa shows striated muscles. So striated means contract. They are voluntary in the upper one third. Probably वो deglutition वाले striated है, and non-striated in the lower one third. Okay. So upper one third में you have striated and lower one third में non-striated. However, in the middle one third, striated and non-striated are both same. Okay. Middle में both are same. ठीक है. The movements striated of the pharynx and esophagus are involuntary. Oh. Striated muscle are involuntary in this case. ठीक है. The esophagus is not covered by peritoneum except in the abdominal part. Esophagus is not covered in the by peritoneum except in the abdominal part. So that it has an adventitia, which is made up of loose connective tissue. Now coming to esophagus mucosa and submucosa high power. So esophagus high power. So epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosa. Muscularis mucosa. So you have muscularis mucosae, epithelium, lamina propria. Basal cell layer. Now the basal cell layer rests on the basal membrane. They undergo simultaneous. So esophagus is the basal layer of the epithelium, rests on the basal membrane. Now coming to esophagus, you have the mucosa and the submucosa. Mucosa and submucosa in the high power microscope. Mucosa and the submucosa. Basal and new cells are pushed over the luminal layers and disseminate into lumen, except the basal cells. And the cells cannot divide, and but they are mesophilic due to accumulation of tone of filament. They contains collagenic reticular and some sites of elastic fiber. Blood vessels and lymph capillaries are also seen. The papilla of connective tissue lamina propria project into the esophagus tubular and tubular alveolar mucus glands in the lamina propria. So lamina propria has tubular alveolar mucus. Muscular mucus purely developed may not be seen as a context layer. It is more distinct in the lower parts of esophagus. Muscularis mucosa is more distinct in the lower parts of esophagus. In it both circular and longicular muscle fibers are seen, where outer long fibers are more than circular ones. Submucosa, okay, longitudinal is more than circular, and the muscle is more seen in the lower parts of esophagus. Submucosa shows that some places compound tubular alveolar mucus glands, some of which the ducts of which pass through the muscularis mucosae, lamina propria, and epithelial layers onto the lumen. Submucosa also shows small angular lymphoid follicle, especially near the cardiac end. Submucosa has lymphoid the plasma at the cardiac end. The mucous membrane of the esophagus shows several longitudinal folds in a non-distended state. Submucosal glands are common near the level of bifurcation of trachea. So, जिधर trachea bifurcate होता है, उधर submucosal glands are present. Though the circular muscles are not thicker, the cardiac near the cardiac, and they act as a physiological sphincter. ठीक है. So what are the important takeaways here कि esophagus में you have stratified squamous and you have submucosal gland. So oral cavity, pharynx, oral cavity, pharynx, lower part of anal canal. Esophagus, oral cavity, pharynx, lower part of anal canal have non-keratinized stratified squamous, non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. It's tired, but it's still involuntary. The most side muscles are involuntary. The esophagus is not caught by plankton. Esophagus में longitudinal is more than circular. Submucosal glands are present at the bifurcation of trachea. Though the circular muscles are not thicker than the cardiac muscles, so this is the esophagus, stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. It's a stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. It's obviously non-keratinized, right? Correct. Non-keratinized, and this is the submucosal glands, very very clearly seen. So this is submucosal glands. This is probably lamina propria. Must be muscularis externi is not well seen. Submucosal glands. Serosa muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Let's take a break. Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome. Yay, it worked. Finally. Oh, a lot of messages. Wait, I just go through. How are you all? How is everything going? How was your my today's Abhika session was an 8 on 10. Very nice session. Very nice session. Very productive. Uh, I just downloaded your previous live to study. I thought you not streamed it. So sweet. Bhaiya, we'll see you tomorrow at 4:30. Yes, Kashif, see you tomorrow. बायो एक दिन में कैसे रिवाइज करें? ऑडियो बुक्स ऑलवेज. Mine is on 7th and update feeling kind of better than yesterday. Yay, I'm proud. You'll do really well. Don't worry, Adi. Just give your best. I'll have to attend a session. Okay. Hi, Omer. How could you? How are you able to focus at home? Please guide me. Good evening, MS. Hi, Aditi. Hi, Dr. Nagesh. Hi, Sridhar. Bro, to KM में है. Yes. I take 15 to 20 minutes per page if I want to do it perfectly, but I don't seem to improve or lessen my time. How should I decrease my time? Time yourself every time and try to improve by 1%. You're taking 15 minutes. Next time, aim for 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Something like that. Keep decreasing. Is this often and trying to beat myself? You have to be thoda hard on yourself sometimes. Young brother, you inspire me. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Tarun. But yeah, start doing cumulative relations. न्यू एंगल में तुझे करीब से देखने में मजा ही अलग. अरे मौलिक भैया यूएसए से क्लासेस लेते हुए फिजिक्स एनसीईआरटी के साइंटिस्ट. नो शक्ति, नॉट एट ऑल. But I actually now have a big test coming. I don't think I can give that much time. Yeah, so do audiobooks. I wonder if Maulik is a bully. No, it's just his style of talking. He's the sweetest person ever. He's very sweet. I have my first class 12th test tomorrow. All the best, Rida. You can do it. I believe in you. Any advices? Just go with a good mindset. You've studied really well and you're going to do great. Don't worry. You have my full best wishes. So the first thing to do is only revise what you've already done. Bhai Rida, mera bhi stressed here. Arey, don't stress here. These exams don't matter. Ultimately, your final exam matters. All these are just stepping stones. Take them as that much only. Hi, Photon. Kal se alternate days. It's okay. I'll have lot of time. Don't stress. It's going to be fine. Akash. Oh, nice. Alan has been tough. Okay. In this format, what to do and how to write it. Yes. ये बंदा KEM में है, my dream college. You'll get it, Saurabh. Work hard. You can get it. Tell me, moment, what happened? I manifested completing waves in the morning and finally completed. Yeah, good. And Dipali, hi Athar. Tomorrow's a fresh start. I manifest. I'll not create any backlogs in 12th. I'll master all the topics. I will focus deeply on mental health. Very good, Moana. Very proud. How do you love studies? Like I remember once you said it shouldn't be like, oh no, I have to study, but you should enjoy and you can study without a break. Like how it's just amazing. This is you have to change your mindset. Like, see, all these things are developed. It's like a conditional reflex. You won't inherently be born with it. You have to train yourself. Like Same thing with food. Like, I can conditionally and categorically make myself love Karela ka juice also. Like, it's all in our mind. If I decide in my mind ki no, I love Karela ka juice and I can drink it, I'll drink it every day. So I can easily drink it every day if I have to, if I want to. So it's all in your mind. So same thing with studies. You can always make yourself like something, and then once you fed yourself with enough positivity and enough manifestations, then automatically you will start liking it without you realizing it. Like, I like everything I do, needed be it something that requires tremendous hard work or be it something that requires almost no hard work, but I enjoy. You rather enjoy everything you do. Bye, see you in the morning. I will take time to reflect. Yes, good. I like how you're motivating yourself. Yes, always. I deeply promise I'm not going to create any backlogs and start focusing and manifesting tomorrow. Yeah, good. Hey, Sanmay, are you okay all around? I hope you're good, safe, and sound. Thank you, Pranjal. Yes, I'm amazing. Hope you're doing well. आज manifestation journal show नहीं करेंगे. I showed that day. I heard भैया पहली बार from your mouth. Who are you talking about? Sanmay bhaiya, not tests. Our classes start tomorrow. Oh, okay. Never making the mistake of staying back after class. Everyone just keeps talking. I thought always stayed back. Studious V, yes, I do remember you. Why did you not choose AIMS? I told you I want to be in KM only. My dream college. I want to be in Mumbai. Always. Chalo then, let's start. Hi Sudesh. Chalo, let's go. Next, we'll take a break at 9 now. See now. Oh my, it's already 8 o'clock. Damn. I didn't realize it's 8. Crazy how the day just whoosh. You have a test, man? No. No test. Are you working on thumbnails? Yeah, I should. Actually, it's not that hard. I should just make a thumbnail. Feel staying back reduces productive. That's up to you, no? It's a subjective thing. I was way more productive at home in coaching than I was in my at home because I used to do time pass when I used to come home. Like, I used to not be that productive at home, so I used to study other places. Have water, yes. Do we remember? Thank you. Outdated, bad. Did you do it? Yeah, of course you have to learn all those values. Yeah, वो बहुत important है. Outdated, there's nothing like outdated. You follow the latest NCRT. That is the most updated for you. No one cares about the actual values and all. Whatever's given in NCRT is ultimate end terminal goal for you. You have to learn that. Chalo, I'll start. Take care. If it doesn't work for you, then you needn't do it. Everyone, 28 people. Nice. Hi. Hi, Moni. Were you this calm during an Indian? Yes. Last 4 months I was this calm. Exactly like how I am right now. You can make out by that video also, the shot I put. Even one day before NEET, I was very calm. I was like so proud of, I was just happy with myself. I kept talking to myself. So yeah, last 4 months I was like this only. आज कब तक 9 o'clock. Before the last 4 months, I थोड़ा up down होता था. Like, I wasn't always positive. I had my ups and downs. Hi Pragya. Yeah, the shot was nice and helpful. I told you no. Sometimes there were ups and downs, but last 4 months was just steady, up, steady. Before that, it was like up, down, up, down. That happens. But last 4 months, I strengthened my mental state. So I kept it constant. I made sure I don't have any negative thoughts. So till NEET, did you ever cry because of studies? Uh, Rarely, but I have, yes. Usually I don't, but I have. ऐसे कुछ नहीं. Even maybe once from the time MBBS started once maybe, and NEET journey में maybe 3-4 times, maybe 2-3 times in throughout the 2 years, or maybe 4-5 times. I don't know, but yeah, I have. ऐसे कुछ नहीं. There are days where it get overwhelming. So there are always good days and bad days. You're not going to the gym. No, I think I'll go every alternate day. I don't want to overdo it also if I just start. But I will go. I'll go every alternate day at least. Did you not feel like I have just forgotten everything? No, no, I was confident in my ability. Yeah, I've revised because I knew I had a revision. If when you have a good revision strategy, you know you're covering everything. You only know how much you did it alone, right? Everyone is fighting something in crowd. Yes, proud of you. Thank you. Yes, true, for sure. My data exercise done. Yes, only good job. What is the last month's strategy? Just revising my LMRs again and again. That's it, literally. Chalo. Bye. Oh, you're J aspirant. Nice. Is this subconsciously in you, or you knew about this and you? No, nothing. It doesn't go subconsciously. Na? I learned it more so from my dad. My dad is very much like this. My dad is very cool headed and very calm, and he'll never get angry, he'll never get stressed, he will never get pissed, he will never. It's both ways. Like, even if there's a tremendous success, he won't show too much emotion. And I feel I've imbibed that from him. Like, he's very positive, but he just doesn't show his positivity. But he's also very neutral in a way. But I am like a mix. And my mom is very jolly, very excited all the time, very enthusiastic. So they're a perfect mix. But both of them have zero negativity. My dad is more on the neutral side, my mom is more on the positive and enthusiastic side. And I would say I'm somewhere in between. So, but I'm also more leaning towards more positive side, but I have no negativity. I never cross that border. Either neutral, I always either neutral or positive. Never on the negative side. Of course, you have days where you go there, but then you swiftly come back. Like, I don't think negative. Were you doing mocks daily? No. Would you consider taking a drop? I always like to believe that I'll work so hard when the opportunity comes. Like, say now, if I have my NEET PG in 4 years, now I will work so hard for NEET PG that I shouldn't have to take a drop. So, in my mind, I never keep that backup only. So, no, I want to be in a place where I work so hard that I don't need to do anything, don't need to ever take a drop. That's how my mindset is. So I was never, when going in NEET journey throughout the 2 years, I was like, there's no way I'm taking a drop. I'll work so hard in my 2 years that I'll leave no stone unturned, and I'll make sure that I get enough marks to get my dream college and my dream rank. Something like that. Same thing I'll do for NEET PG also. But where will I share it? That's the problem. I don't want to keep making posts about one small thing. Like, only something which is significant, I'll make a post of it. But most of them are from my teacher's notes only. No chance of losing, only winning. Yes. Ajal, I think we can stop. I mean, we'll stop now. At 9 o'clock, we'll continue the discussion. Let's study. Chalo. Let's study. Chalo. I'll push them to the company. Let's go. Now, let's all get back. I have to just do micronat on repeat till I finish. But I'll do it slowly and I'll do it properly. So let's start. Coming to esophagus. Esophagus is mucosa and submucosa, basal layer of epithelium. I think I read all this. Now this is esophagus, stratified, simple stratified epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium. This is muscular and submucosal glands, submucosal and esophagus. No villi, submucosal glands, esophagus. No villi, submucosal glands, esophagus. No villi, submucosal, esophagus. This is the mucosa. This is the submucosa, which is submucosal glands. Glands are seen. Submucosal mucus glands are seen, of course, because esophagus है तो mucus ही होगा. So mucosal glands are seen in the submucosa. This is the muscularis externa. Inner circular, outer longitudinal. Inner circular, outer longitudinal. This is the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, and this is lamina propria. This is the muscularis mucosae. This is the lamina propria, and this is muscularis mucosae, very thin layer, almost non-existent layer. And you have the submucosal glands. This is esophagus. This is the submucosal glands, mucus membrane. This is inner layer of muscularis externa and outer longitudinal layer. So you have an inner circular layer and an outer longitudinal layer. Inner circular layer and outer longitudinal. Inner circular and outer longitudinal. Inner circular, outer longitudinal. Inner circular layer, outer longitudinal layer. Inner layer is of muscularis externa. Outer longitudinal layer appears more of circular, and inner circular layer, outer longitudinal. Okay. Esophagus is section of an lumen. Section having lumen and 4 layers in the wall because alignment non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Lumen and 4 layers in the wall. Lumen and having 4 layers in the wall. Esophagus has lumen and the 4 layers in the wall. Mucosa is lined by non-keratinized submucosal glands, contains longitudinal and inner circular. Okay. Serosa and adventitia. Of course, it will be called serosa in the abdominal aorta. Abdominal esophagus, which has a peritoneum layer. Peritoneum. Okay. Muscularis externi. Okay, now coming to the esophagus diagram. Esophagus का diagram अगर करना होगा तो you make ठीक है अभी now I'm getting a hang of microanatomy. Finally, I'm so proud. You're doing it. It's like it's been 6 months since you got confidence. ठीक है, stratified squamous epithelium, non-keratinized stratified squamous, lamina propria. More fun best. epithelium में ही goblet cell है. That is in large intestine and appendix. Pyloric has deep pits. Pyloric has deep pits. Okay. Like I said, I think I said I'll stop by 9, but I think we'll stop now only. So that we can all sleep early also. Get up on time. So we'll stop in like 10-15 minutes. Had dinner, good. Yes, I'm almost done with my dinner. But I think we can stop now. Ask me, Ash. Hi, Shreya. Whenever you start studying, start by doing some random good questions. Nice. And description of this video will be what you ask. Just for a format. ठीक है कर सकता हूँ. I have to check now भी वो किधर है physics का. Also, funny thing is that we have a GS table tennis tournament, but it is bang 3 days before my second midterms or second not midterm, second internal exam. So I'm like kind of skeptical, but then I'll still take part. I'm like, I spoke to my mom also, but she's like, no, take part. I mean, when you do it peacefully after the stream, isn't it better to eat sahi? Yes, true. I should. Agreed. But I just from NEET I have a habit of just studying and eating because it learns like to the T. So then I start I eat I mm, unstable. Is it glitching or is it like lagging? Nahi na. How to not take stress? Mm, just like see when you realize in your mind that ultimately stress लेने से कुछ help होगी नहीं. Like say you realize that once you realize that then you will be like why should I take stress, like you automatically your reflex won't be to take stress. Like might have many things piled up but I just make sure that I don't take any stress because I'm like there's no point only na, like stress leke it's not gonna help in any way, it'll just make things worse. So if there's a bad situation, being calm about it, taking a calm decision will have a better outcome than stressing about it and making it worse. And then it's once you get into a cycle, it's a cycle that keeps looping itself. So it's the faster you get out of the cycle, that is the most important. That toxicity cycle I'm talking about. But you're hard. Working so hard is really hard. Okay, then we'll end. Right, in many ways. Thank you. Andrew, what are you like? And are you an aspirant or what? What which exam or like are you an MBBS student? So tomorrow, tomorrow का morning stream after stream. I'll do that. I don't think I've streamed morning नहीं. Today I'll sleep early. पक्का I will sleep early. So I get up on time. I'm gonna get up on time. The AC and one both. No, my fan was on. My AC was on for a long time, on like 19 or 20. And then after that point, it got like really cool. So then I put it off. So now the room is like thanda because of the AC, the after effect. And recipe now I'm gonna prepare for neat that out drop. Oh, nice, nice. All the best. You're gonna do very well. 48. Oh, tomorrow's 49. Let's go. Crazy 49 days. Damn, never in my life I would have imagined I can do 49. So actually 1500 doesn't even seem that distant anymore. Like times more. I know it sounds a lot, but it's not that much. Like abhi maine kiya hai, just 30 times the same thing again. So it's not that hard actually. Like 29 times now, because one time I've already done it. So honestly, very much easily doable. Like I'm not even Like initially, my parents were like, "What? Are you kidding? Like 4:30 for 1500 days? पागल हो गया क्या?" I'm like, "नहीं, मैं करूँगा." Education playlist morning. नहीं नहीं, हॉस्टल का रूम नहीं है. Thank you so much, Admin. Yeah, good, good. I'm glad. You are so disciplined. Yes, I love being disciplined. It makes me very happy when I'm disciplined. Like I feel like I'm in the right place. How to survive on less sleep? I usually do not have the answer to that question because I usually never have to survive on less sleep because I make sure I sleep well. If someone asks me the most important thing of the day is to sleep well. Hi, Ishta. Most important thing. People often like neglect sleep in the name of study and all, but that is in my opinion, that's a big blunder. Like compromising on sleep for one day of studies, that will compromise the entire week, and once that becomes a cycle, it becomes a most people I know don't have like a proper sleep schedule. Everyone, especially nowadays, for some reason, there's a wave of like thinking sleeping less is cool or whatever, or sleeping less is the new norm. But I mean, it's really bad for the body per se, and in terms of productivity, general productivity and happiness. But that's why I'll always say sleep well. Like never have I slept below 6 hours. Of course, exceptions here, but I always try to sleep above 6 hours. Very, very rare I sleep less than 6 hours. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Unproductive. I woke up late as I was having migraine. Oh, sleep then rest. Take care. It's not that much later being 20 and drop off for cracking needs my second drop, but thank you so much. That's completely fine. Honestly, it doesn't matter. And ultimately, 15 years, we all are going to be the same. Be it, and you will do well this time. You have all the knowledge, you have all the experience, you have studied continuously. So I'm sure you'll do very well. How did you do your last month revision? I made short notes. LMR. You can watch my video. I talked in detail how I went through my last 1 2 3 months. You can watch it on 1.5x. Jaldi, jaldi. Or 2x also. 1.5, I think. 1.5 to 2x is fine. Public 3rd April, 4:30 a.m. 3rd April, 4:30 a.m. Done. कल का इवनिंग स्ट्रीम कल भी स्ट्रीम इवनिंग स्ट्रीम भी स्केड्यूल करूँ क्या? On behalf of Mohan Soja, yes, definitely. Chalo, I think tomorrow we have like a half day in college or something. मुझे देखना पड़ेगा. Going for dinner. Bye. True, I couldn't function well this week because of less sleep. Yes, do not compromise on sleep. Mess. I'm good now. Good. You don't. You don't even know how good you feel as a human being. Thank you. Going for dinner. See you tomorrow. Yes. Bye. Even though you're so talented, you're so humble. Thank you. Kashif, will see you at 4:30. Yes. Eager to see you at 4:30. Bye, guys. Good night. I will sleep on. I will prakka sleep before 9:30. I make a promise to you and to myself. Today before 9:30, and then I'll start chain of 9:30 ke pehle. I'll try my best, but today for sure. No matter what, I will sleep before 9:30. I will. I manifest that I sleep before 9:30. If you're getting up at 4:30, let's sleep. My good nights. That's one reaction karte yaar aaj. Since the reactions are working finally. Let's go finally. Bye. No. I wake up at 4:20. Bye. Thank you. You also sleep. Yes, everyone sleep happily. Up to which month should I complete syllabus? Till Jan 26 at least. Okay, I'll end now. Bye.